Welcome to Coffee with Spirit, the podcast where we delve into the mystical world of spirit babies, mediumship, and energy healing. Join me as I share stories and lessons from the spirit realm with a bit of New York realness to enlighten and inspire you on your spiritual journey. I'm your host, Nancy Weiss, psychic medium energy healer. Grab your cup for a quick chat, and I'll see you there.
Hey there, how are you? I'm so happy that you're here again today for the podcast. This is episode 10, and I want to talk about babies changing gender during pregnancy. And I'm putting that in air quotes. Now I am. So we know, of course, that gender cannot change once an embryo is created or once an embryo starts to grow, right? It's either male or female, and that remains the same during pregnancy. However, you will have certain pregnancies, which was with the case with my second pregnancy, where you will feel this spirit baby with you that is a solid male or female. In my case, my second one was male. I was talking to a boy, other people saw a boy, people, in the business of doing this type of spirit baby work saw the boy. My husband, who is non-spiritual, connected with a boy. We had communication. It was real. And then at that, I want to say 20-week mark, actually I think it was before we found out that it was a girl, I had this sensation all of a sudden that the boy literally just disappeared. It was like a light switch. They disappeared, and in his place was a girl. And that's a little bit hard to understand sometimes. It's a little bit hard to actually fathom, where you'll have women that are like, they're talking to their tummy, they're talking to their baby, and then all of a sudden they get the test results and they're kind of like, sometimes they're shattered of like, what do you mean? Like, I knew this was a girl, or I knew this was a boy, and now it's changed. And here's what I speculate, and here's what I can say from the spirit baby realm, right? So souls in general, souls are genderless, right? When we're on the other side, or before the other side, before they actually come into a body, they are genderless, okay? Now, when we're talking to spirit babies, we can get a sense if this is a male, feels more male, or feels more female as a gender, as a spirit, right? So I feel that they'll go from this genderless soul to kind of showing themselves to us as one thing or another, right? And then it's time to actually enter an embryo and enter the beginnings of the physical body for themselves. So I believe that a soul will say, you know what, hey, I want to come back male in this lifetime, and I want these people to be my parents, right? And then all of a sudden, it's a female gender embryo. And they have to kind of decide, like, I really want it to be male, but this is a female body. Is this something that I can do? Is this something I want to do? Is this something that I need to do for my soul's evolution? Do I need to come back as a woman actually and go through that experience? Do I need to do these things? And that is where the soul makes that choice. And so they'll either say, you know what, I'm going to skip this one and I'm going to wait for the right vehicle for myself, right? Or you may notice what may happen is that they do come through, they do decide to come through as that gender, right? But maybe they're a little bit more, have characteristics of more of a tomboy, or maybe that child is a little bit more feminine. And so you'll see this difference. You'll see how this happens during pregnancy. And that's how it happened for us. I have a client right now who is pregnant, she did a surprise pregnancy test on Mother's Day, after she's been having, of course, been a while since she's been trying to get pregnant. And she kind of was like, hey, let's just take this test. And it's positive right now. And she asked me, she said, so what do you think is going to happen? And I said to her, I said, well, look, the original, during our first session, they came in as a male. And they said that they wanted to be born in wintertime. And so I'm sticking with that because I'm still sensing that male energy for her. Now, is it to say that it can't change? It can. He can decide, if this is a, female, or right, if this is a female embryo, he can decide, you know what, I'm going to do this because this is my chance. This is the chance for me to come through during this time and choose to come into that body, but then being female. So this is wild. I would love to hear how this turned out for you. Did you have, strong feelings of one gender or other, and then we're kind of like sidelined knowing that it was a different gender, that it was male or female? Because that definitely happened to us, and it wasn't something I suspected. With my first daughter, it was like I knew she was a girl even before I was pregnant. Like I just knew. Chris knew, my husband knew. So I think it's so interesting to see this. And again, we can only speculate we don't have all of the answers of what's going on in the spirit world. So all we can do is kind of speculate on actually what happens. But if this has happened to you, I would love to hear your story. And if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Okay, bye.